Dr. Davidson, Donald Trump said today that the reason he doesn't have to wear a mask, even though he was wearing a mask some of the time he was at that Ford plant, but the reason he justifies for not wearing a mask is that he gets tested a lot. And so what he's saying is, if you get tested a lot, you don't have to take the same precautions than people who do not get tested.
Well, he may be at lower risk than other people, although he's in contact with a lot of individuals. And the tests that they're using at the White House, the rapid test that uses a dry method, study out of NYU just last week said that there may be up to 48% false negatives. So the president may be harboring the virus and he just doesn't know it. But more important than that is that he has the attention of millions of Americans, both people who support him ardently no matter what he does, and others who are just casual passersby who happen to look up at a TV screen. And when they see the leader of the country not wearing a mask, it gives them license to say, well, I don't have to wear a mask. So when I go to the grocery store or the pharmacy, I don't have to protect my fellow citizens because the president doesn't have to do that. It's about leadership and speaking with one voice, and he's failing us yet again in that.
All right, control room, let's get the picture of him with the mask on up again. Since he hasn't been wearing masks, it's good for America to see this example. And Ron Klain, as we look at the mask, we should include the fact that the Ford company told the president's team that you are required to wear masks there. They said they, of course, wouldn't force the president to wear a mask. But at least, and I guess we'll call this progress in Trump world, at least the president, as we see in that picture, complied with Ford's policy while he was actually meeting with the Ford people and discussing what was happening there at the plant. So there's that. Let's listen to what the governor of Michigan just told Rachel Maddow about this.
All of the Ford executives wore the mask. All of the employees were wearing masks. All of the press were. And it's really important that anyone with a platform has a responsibility to make sure that they model precisely what we're asking everyone else to do. This is about public health, not one person's or another. This is about all of us. And anyone in a position of power and responsibility, I hope, emulates and does precisely what they're asking everyone else to do.
So, Ron, there's a piece of progress there in that the president did at least wear a mask. But this really was a campaign trip. This was non-essential travel to that Ford plant.
Well, there's a piece of progress, Lawrence, but of course it's ironic because what the president said was, I didn't intend to have you see me in a mask. I intended to not have you see me in a mask. I thought I was hiding it, which is, of course, as Governor Whitmer suggested, exactly backwards. I mean, look, you began the program by citing the fact that 36,000 Americans died because the president froze and didn't act quickly on shutting things down. Now, the question now is how many Americans will die now because the president continues to flaunt the idea that we should be wearing masks, not to protect ourselves, but to protect others. This is a public health matter, just like drunk driving is a public health matter. We shouldn't drive drunk because, of course, it makes us safer, but more importantly, because it makes other people on the road safer. We should wear masks for the same reason, to protect others. And when the president basically makes fun of this requirement, makes fun of this, he's really telling people it's not important. And a lot of the death toll will continue to mount as a result.